Thanks, Melody. And this just handed to me. Former Virgin Islands Senator Alicia Chucky Hanson was sentenced today in a district court on St. Croix to 3 years in prison for failure to file income tax returns. U.S. Attorney Paul A. Murphy announced today. Visiting District Court Judge Frank Savage suspended a 3-year sentence and placed Hanson on probation for 3 years and imposed strict conditions of the supervision. Hanson was found guilty on December 10th of 2008 following a jury trial of 3 counts of failure to file income tax returns under the Virgin Islands income tax laws. She's sentenced to 1 year in prison on each count, each year to run consecutively. The judge suspended the 3-year prison sentence and placed Hanson on probation for 3 years with numerous strict conditions. If the defendant fails to comply with any of the conditions proposed by the court could revoke the release and send her straight to jail. Thanks for that update on Chucky Hanson, and we have more news after the break. Stay with us on News Channel 8. Welcome back, and there was a lot of smiling faces earlier today at the JFK housing community. News Channel 8's Wes Small tells us why.
It's all about the housing communities today. Lieutenant Governor Greg Francis and also Patrick Moss, who is Executive Deputy Director for Virgin Island Housing Authority St. Croix District. Today we're in JFK, and God only knows JFK has taken a beating in the press and all over the crime blotter, but I have to tell you, JFK is a very positive place to be today. Both of these successful men and their careers are both products of the public housing community, and they both expressed this. Lieutenant Governor from Red Brick, D. Hamilton Jackson, but we all know it as Red Brick, and Mr. Moss telling us about his experience in South Carolina in a public housing community. Lieutenant Governor, let's start with you, and I know you have some words to say.
Well, Wes, it's true what you said, and Mr. Moss, we are both products of the public housing community. But in those days, it took, you know, when they said it takes a village to raise a child, everyone got involved, whether it's the neighbor, everybody looked out for us in terms of respect. I spoke about respect, and it meant a lot. And that's how I believe we were successful in the housing community. We have bright children in the housing community, but they need that chance. We need someone to care for them. We need someone to love them. If you think back in the days when you used to get a little spanking, the last phrase they used to tell us, the reason why I'm doing this is because I love you. And there was a lot of love in the family. And whether it's corrective action or not, they always end that sentence, I'm doing this because we love you. Right. And today's a testament of what we could do in a community. And I want to big up Labor Housing Authority for doing a fantastic job.
All right. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor. Nicely put. And to you, sir, about what you expressed inside about housing and so forth, and that there is hope, and the lecture that you were giving the Magnificent Seven.
Right. Thanks, Wes. As we said before, and the governor expressed very well, that we want to make sure that we provide the residents of public housing, specifically the children, all of the guidance and support that we can. You know, they're the future for our families and for the community. And the Youth Build is a program that truly sets out programs that we can make sure that they have those experiences to lead them to the next step. As I told them, they have the support of me as well as our Housing Authority family, and we want to make sure that we provide that leadership and that dedication to make sure that they're all successful.
I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
A retired police officer has decided to offer her expertise when it comes to helping out the brave men and women in blue. News Channel 8's Wes Small has the details.
Today we're at Magic Kitchen with the owner, retired police Corporal Eustacia Rivers. She's been a veteran for many years on the police force. And what she's retired now, and what you're going to do now, Ms. Rivers, is you're going to talk about June 1st and the fact that you're going to do something special in the way of bereavement, and also offering help to people who have gone through a traumatic situation. And really you're focusing on emergency response people like police officers, EMTs, and rescue and so forth. Tell us what's going to happen at Magic Kitchen on June 1st.
Okay, good afternoon. What we're doing is having a meeting with all law enforcement, anybody that's in law enforcement, the family, the children, the grandparents, anyone, or even anyone from the public that is willing to come out and assist with this venture. what it really is I copy off of what the National Guard has. They have something in place where when the soldiers get deployed and when they come back, they go through a lot of different counseling and helping the family while the soldiers are away. Our police officers, they get deployed every day when they leave that station to respond to a case. And there's nothing really in place where they could get this counseling and this assistance. And a lot of, being a retired police officer, I know how it is. I could use one example, through Hurricane Hugo. I'm out there helping everybody take care of their home and finding people that were displaced, and my children were home alone and there's nobody there to help them. So this program is not just for when they have a case or bereavement. Also during time of need, we will have a group that would get together and form like a phone tree, and we check, say like 5 people will be in that group, and they will be checking on these 5 people to make sure that everything is okay with them. So when the officers go to work, they could go with a mindset that their family are taken care of during any kind of emergency or catastrophe. Also, some officers don't feel trusting to the department when it comes to counseling. They wouldn't open up as much, so they keep a lot in. So with this here, we're totally away from the department, so they will find a little more trust in us. So it's not just for police officers, law enforcement, and we're eventually going into the EMTs because they also go out there and they find people in bad situation, death, and you know, sometimes it's somebody they know. So that's what we're really doing. So I'm just reaching out to the public and asking you to come out and help us get this program going. And we name it after police officer Akeem Newton, who died in an accident while he was on duty in Grove Place. Some of you may remember it.
Yes.
So we're naming it in his honor. And the reason why I chose him is I was retired and I came back out to work to try and start a family support unit like that, but to help while I was helping his wife through in her bereavement. And it didn't work out, so I decided to do it on my own since I'm retired. So let's give a hand to the police officers. They're always helping us. Let's help them. We'll have after-school program for the police officer children. The children for officers are outcast by the other kids. They're Babylon children or something like that, so they don't fit in. So we're trying to get a program going where they could fit in and reaching out to teachers and anyone that like working with kids to help us out with that. It's an after-school program we're trying to get going.
Good. So you can find out more about that at Magic Kitchen right here in Richmond on June 1st. What time?
It's 6:30, and you could call me on my cell, 643-1583. Because it don't have anything to do with Magic Kitchen, so don't call them business.
Right.
643-1583, that's my cell.
Thank you very much. Former police officer Corporal Astacia Rivers. I'm Wes Small for News Channel